Hello, and welcome to episode 2 of season 2 of my F1 Rise to the Top challenge, with no assists against 100% AI. We had a bit of a terrible start in our first race, a double DNF for Williams, me knocking out my teammate in the first couple of laps due to a spin, and subsequently caused a messy crash halfway through. So let's see if we can improve on it and finish the race without knocking out our teammate. So Jeddah. We were here last in F2, so let's see how we get on. The circuit is still very tricky for me, as you can see from the off tracks on turn 1 and 4 through 8 in particular. No spins yet. I'm happy. Although after we changed the setup, that changed, including on the big hairpin on turn 13, as well as turn 22. We also have a contact with Russell as he followed us through from turn 8 and squeezing him onto the wall a little bit. I wasn't really expecting him to go that way. Regardless of that, we managed to get to green on track acclimatization, but we got told our floor had quite some damage from the contact and had to box for repairs, costing us 12 minutes, which is a fifth of our practice time. We tried another track acclimatization session after that to push for a first fast sector and also purple, although immediately going too deep on turn 1. We also have a small brush with the wall coming out of turn 13, and through turn 17 I put the car on the curb and put the throttle down too hard, causing me to spin out and destroying our front left. What happened? FP2, we start off with the same good trend with our race strategy program.
Okay, you weren't quite good enough that lap, try again. Okay, that lap was no good, we need you to improve on that.
Until lap 4 that is, when we accelerate off turn 2, there was too much wheel spin and we went into the wall, ripping off our front wing and punctured our rear left.
Okay, left rear has been shredded, we've lost the left rear tyre.
Fortunately, we could limp home and just deal with replacing the front wing and the rear wheel, which only took a minute and a half. Ah, that's lucky, we didn't actually do that much damage to our car.
We've had to spend time repairing the damage to the car.
We tried another session of the race strategy program, and on my second lap, my computer decided all my recording and editing has taken up too much space on the C drive, so I had to pause the game, clear out my hard drive before I can push on. We've got another contact as we finish the race strategy program, this time with Stroll, who decides to dive in on turn 1 and 2 as I went too deep on turn 1. Luckily the damage was minimal and all was required was a front wing change, costing us around a minute. I decided to try the last program remaining, the qualifying pace. Now I know I'm going to be slow, but at this point it's more about getting used to driving with ERS on hot lap mode. But as we got to the final corner, I went too deep and into the wall, causing front wing damage again. That compounded with multiple off tracks. As well as locking up for the final corner meant that it was quite a shoddy lap, so I pitted and tried again. Get close to up. Another try, this time putting the racing line back on to see how far we stray from the racing line, and we managed to beat personal best by about a tenth of a second. Perhaps out of frustration, I spun out of turn 13 again, and luckily this time I didn't crash out. We boxed, fixed the front wing, and again gave it one more go. Imagine this happening to an actual F1 racer. There is no way he could afford to crash this much, especially with the price cap in place. One last try and we're still too slow into the first corner. I really must master this brake trailing thing soon to be anywhere near close to the pack.
Well, program over, but that wasn't much help to us, I'm afraid. We need to run it again.
And we're going to miss out FP3 because we have already used up all of the tyres for practice. Onto qualifying, and immediately we hit the barrier on our outlap. But carrying on gives us a lap time of 1 minute 37.556. We boxed, making our teammate wait a little bit, as well as us having to wait out them fixing a DRS fault. Hello Alex. Now I used the skip repair time, but when I got onto the circuit they told me that it is still not fixed.
Will be offline. There's a fault with the rear wing system. Stay out and we can work on a fix remotely.
I thought you fixed that when I was in the garage. Thing is, the DRS is working when we got to a DRS zone. The game really needs to work on its messaging timings as well as the AI behavior. We didn't manage to improve our time due to going too deep on turn 1. But the next lap we managed to save nearly 1.6 seconds, getting down to a good time that we managed to do in practice of 1 minute 35.943. And as you know, once something good happens, something bad has to happen. We spun out of turn 15, rear-ending the barriers, but luckily didn't crash out. Lucky. Due to this lack of downforce from the rear wing, we spun going into turn 24, completely taking out our front wing. Okay, not so lucky. Both of these things combined means that we're out of qualifying. Yeah. So it's a 1:31.1. 1:35.9. Now we are 4.8 seconds behind our teammates Alex. That is quite a lot of seconds.
So here we are then, welcoming you today to one of the jewels of the Arab world, Jeddah. One of the biggest cities in Saudi Arabia, second only to Riyadh, gateway to Mecca, and one of the biggest ports in the region. And now, host to the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix. So let's take a look at the topographical map of the Jeddah Street Circuit. As you can see, a number of challenging corners for the drivers to master here. We'll see just how much the teams have benefited from their time spent in practice this weekend. And like many street circuits, this track has the potential to punish drivers that get it wrong. Let's hope we avoid any safety cars today.
I'll get it
Before
wrong.
we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position. Sergio Perez lines up alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Alex Albon and Sebastian Vettel. The engineer and Lance Stroll brings the grid.
7 seconds.
That's
7 seconds.
Time to go racing.
We start our race not on last, surprisingly, as Lance Stroll has a penalty. Race strategy. What is this? Medium then hard. My strategy is not to crash, but I don't know how much I can do that.
lap is good, but we need to learn the gears. So go into each one when you can. We're going to need some work on the brakes, so put some energy into them and warm the tyres as well, please.
I didn't have too much confidence on the practice launch, although apparently the launch map was good, whatever that means. Safely through the warm-up lap and managed to park the car down to half a meter. So 5 lives and off we go. Poor start, and the previous launch didn't help me with confidence there. Stroll pretty much immediately overtook me. Going 3 wide into turn 1, the contact there didn't manage to help Albon get past Stroll, although it did knock us into the sausage curb. Running wide through the twisty sections, and we pretty much lost the tail of the pack there. Skipping ahead a couple of corners, the Constantina effect helping us catch the tail of the pack, but we straight line turn 16, earning us another warning for corner cutting, as well as losing the pack again. Now what's not shown on the highlights was Schumacher pitting early, and my engineer decided Schumacher now races for them instead of me and Alex. He overtook me on lap 7.
Try to stay with them. You might make a mistake and we can still regain the position.
I didn't make a mistake. Nice catch. Perez is out.
Okay, Nick is stopping now.
So Schumacher took the opportunity to pit again. Kinda depressing for me as I need him to pit twice to be able to get past him, and I haven't even pitted once. So with my tyres worn, getting off track multiple times, Schumacher right on my tail, I would naturally do a spin of turn 13, ripping off my entire front wing, causing a safety car which even Perez didn't cause just by stopping on the tracks.
Got that confirmed.
So I caused a safety car because of the wing. It's a long way to the pits. A long, slow trot back to the pits, getting a 5-second time penalty as for some reason I didn't press the brake pedal before the line.
That was a fantastic stop, faster than we were expecting. Look after these tyres now, we want to finish the race on this compound. Right, the safe...
Overtaking the safety car coming out of the pits. What's frustrating here is that I didn't actually manage to catch the safety car queue. Over the 2 laps since I went to pass safety car, I was going through pelt, and no, for this reason I just can't. I'm like half a lap behind it.
Safety car in this lap, safety car in this lap. Let's make sure
I've
those
not
tyres
caught up
don't
yet.
temperature. Remember, there's no overtaking until the timing line. Stay in position until the green flags.
Another slow-mo shot. Slow-mo into the wall. And that's pretty much it for the race. Couple of bumps here, couple of rock tracks there. But I didn't get lapped this time as the race was pretty much neutralized during the safety car period. And I guess I'm not that slow to be lapped halfway from the race. So best time was a 1:37, 1:38. Alex at 1:34, still 4 seconds gap. Comparing to the previous weekend, this was kind of better in some ways and kind of worse in some ways. It is what it is. Acclaim 2. At least it didn't go down this time. We managed to finish the race, which was a good job, but probably not so good that we crashed out a couple of times in the session, as well as doing so much damage to our car.
Car repairs have set us back a little.
So with race pace, there's only so much I can do at the moment while I'm still trying to master trail braking, as well as probably many of the other things in this game which I need to do, such as setup, such as learning the tracks, etc, etc. But we'll get there slowly, and that is essentially the point of this video series. It's quite frustrating, but we'll get there, hopefully, at some point. I don't know, I hope so. So that's it from me this episode. I'm gonna try and do a clean race and a clean weekend next time, but no guarantees. I'll also have a look up a few of the different techniques and see whether I can improve on myself. There are good signs that we're improving, but we also know that there is quite a lot of improvement to make. If you're interested, check out the rest of my series, as well as other hobbies and my piano flute tutorial series. And I'll see you on the next video on Master of None. Bye!